The 80s, Ireland and the big move come immediately to mind when this section of the slide surfaces. Living in Ireland is something I take for granted now, but back then it was a big step, a life-changing step. Initially planned as nothing else but yet another angling holiday, this island trip in 1980 turned my life upside down. I fell completely in love with the country. Furthermore, serendipity had it that I met Mr. Edwin Dixon. The old master taught me a lesson or two about fishing big lakes like Erne-esque Arrow, and he introduced me to famous flies like Invicta and of course the BBO. Since it was a very wet year, we stepped into huge plastic bags to keep us dry and warm. Nobody thought about life jackets or buoyancy aids. We trusted in God and went afloat. "You like it very much here, don't you?" Edwin Dixon said, offered and sold me a sight for a moderate sum, and he was surely right. I liked Ireland, even more Donegal, wanted to live here. It felt like coming home. I found my place. A wee cottage and a bit of a wild garden. That's all I needed, and I'm still as happy in it now, about 35 years later, as I was then in the mid-80s when it was built. That was also the time when Mr. Raymond Richard Robinson, artist and angler par excellence and extraordinaire, met me at the Eni River. Being both keen anglers, it didn't take long to develop a solid friendship.
Donegal landscapes attract not only anglers, but artists as well. Ray Robinson, whom you have already met, is both. Let's see what he's up to right now. It's lovely, absolutely lovely.
Catching the sun,
Yeah.
hopefully.
So how much time do you devote to the fishing and how much time do you devote to the...
Depends when there's a flood in the river. If there's a flood in the river, you're not going to paint, are you? You wouldn't want to waste the time doing that. Yeah,
Oh no.
that's right, then.
Boats and plains and water in all its forms, plus Irish landscapes full of character, that's what the man paints. And I tell you, he's really good at it. Well, when it comes to water, better than Botticelli anyway. Ray and I joined several angling clubs and went fishing about once a week, at least. River, lake and sea, we were and still are all-round anglers, ideally bringing home a feed of fish at the end of the day. Walking to far away wild places, as far away from habitation as possible, as Ray puts it, that is where you want to be. Fishing the mountain lakes of Donegal is nectar. Catching quarter-pound brown trout after a 3-hour walk is probably not to the liking of most anglers, but we love it. And amongst the literally hundreds of lakes with smallish fish, there is an odd one that holds the big ones. Now, fishing with Ray Robinson is not only adventurous, but also highly educational. When you think you know exactly how it is done, Ray comes along and throws all your beliefs and convictions into disarray. With one sentence only, leaves you with naught to say. Particularly when it comes to salmon angling, Ray's theories and theses are worth knowing. First, almost everything tastes better than salmon, ergo fish for sea trout. And if a salmon takes it, you have to live with it. Second, salmon fishing is dead simple. Watch the others. If they catch something, do the same. If they don't catch anything, do something different. Different? Well, also wildly different in those days was film or movie making. You needed a real camera, real film, a real crew and a real budget to produce broadcastable pictures. Mobile phones, which do all that today, weren't around back then. Okay, I had much more hair, but it is amazing to see that most of the tackle I fished back then is still in use today, working absolutely fine. That shows I am a traditionalist, an old-timer, looking at the past, but thank God not dreaming of the past. There is still a lot to come.